Ilitha Labantu was formed in 1989, but it was launched officially in 1992. It was the first organization of this nature in the townships. Though there were other institutions, but they were far from the people geographically, and the language that was used was not accessible to the people. Ilitha Labantu as an organization, we are not only celebrating these 22 years, we are celebrating our achievements. As the first organization, a black organization in the townships, it was not easy. The resistance that we also got, not only from men, also from women. Those years I didn't understand why women were reacting that way, but today I do, because most of those women themselves were in abusive situation. As an organization, we've been operating in different parts in this country, particularly in KZN, Northwest and other provinces. During the times of war in KZN, the organization played a major role in bringing peace in that province, where we organized the IFP Women's Brigade and the ANC women together to unite them. And one of the greatest achievements was when those two parties, the women, started talking to each other. They realized that they have one thing in common. They were mothers. And they were the ones who gave birth to the men who were killing their sons and their families. And we achieved a great during that time. As an organization, yes, we're operating within the Western Cape, but we normally say our logo, think globally and act locally. That's what we do as an organization. Ilitha Labantu, the services that we provide immediate access to support and education to survivors of domestic violence. We provide counseling and we provide legal advice to those who need the advice. We also assist our clients to court to fill in the interdicts, the peace orders, and we run trainings that empowers women to participate in individual and community development. We impact both practical and theoretical skills through training courses that includes communication and leadership skills that assist trainees to participate fully in their development fields. We create a community with an open and supportive atmosphere for dialogues. That is what we were doing in KwaZulu-Natal. We open up a platform for women to dialogue about issues that were affecting them. One of those issues was violence. That is the reason also as an organization we don't divorce domestic violence to political violence, because we understand and we realize that our men in the olden days were victims of violence outside. Lack of economic resources that leave women independent on men also makes women prone to abuse. And again, lack of education. Though I think in this country, a lot of work has been done, because anyone knows what is violence against women. Though we cannot blame women for staying in abusive situation, because of, in most cases, men are still breadwinners and women still depend on men. I think really it's an achievement. As an organization that is 100% black, to be politically correct, that has been on existence since 1989. It's a great achievement. Though, again, as I mentioned earlier, it hasn't been easy, and it's not even easy even today, where we are faced with challenges. One of those challenges is funding, where you find that though you are implementing some of the government policies, you don't get enough funding to carry on or to pursue. Ilitha Labantu as an organization, while we're celebrating these 22 years, we have been involved in drafting and passing of the 1998 Domestic Violence Act, the Sexual Offences Act in December 2007, and was welcomed by all stakeholders. And as an organization, we're drawn from various discussion and consultation across the spectrum of the South African society, which was facilitated by Ilitha Labantu. Adopting and assessing the implementation of Beijing Plus 15 Platform for Action in South Africa, which we've been involved. Taking initiation of launching and localizing the Millennium Development Goals. And it was our initiation as an organization. We initiated that, and we even spoke to the president regarding the MDGs. And even now, the organization is busy organizing workshops right through. And now we're working with the state, with State South Africa on MDGs and census. As an organization, I hope that we'll also reach the 50 years in service, while now we're talking about 22 years. And again, I appreciate whenever I meet young people, which, you know, I've managed to groom in the process. And some of those young people are working in the office, some of them have started their own organizations, some of them are working as lawyers, some of them are working as advocates, which we've groomed within the organization. And also I would like to thank even the board members of Ilitha Labantu. The sad reality, you know, when we talk about organization is that the organization that offers trauma, they don't get support because people look at issues of poverty, forgetting that you cannot talk about poverty leaving violence against women. One of the challenges that is facing us in this country is the private sector, simply because I've never come across any business that will say, yes, your organization is doing, what your organization is doing falls under our key focus areas. Though I know even the department, each department here, they do have a program on social cohesion. But what do they do with those funds? Those are things sometimes you ask yourself and say, why are not supporting organization? Forgetting that organization in this country were formed to fight injustices. That is one of the reasons the country is free today. It was because of NGOs. And Ilitha Labantu is one of those NGOs which was formed long before 1994. And with the work that we're still doing today. But you find that when we knock, even with the national lotteries, you don't get funding. And that is the sad part. And you find that in terms of policies, we are really assisting the government to implement. But when you knock for funding, and a lot of other organizations have closed down because of funding. And most of NGOs or CBOs or community-based organizations, they depend on the international donors instead of depending on the government. So for me, really, it is an achievement for such an organization to be in this position after 22 years. As I have indicated earlier, it has never been an easy road. It has been tough, but for an organization that is operating in the townships and in rural areas, in rural communities, and was still in existence. We thank the departments who supported us, the international donors, the NDA, and social development for their assistance. Thank you very much.